Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. I'm Papa Boris. I'm sitting here drinking Jones Cream Soda, eating Papa John's Garden Fresh Thin Crust Pizza with some of the Papa's special seasonings sprinkled on top. And we are ready to continue this mediocre Paladin arena. Pizza. I ordered this pizza for carryout, but I thought I was doing delivery, so like an hour later when it wasn't here, I was like, what's the deal? And I went in my email and looked it up, and it turns out I had placed an order for carryout. Thankfully, they still had it, of course. It was just kind of cold by the time I got it. Anyway, this run is going up well so far, but I think the deck is pretty mediocre, so I'll be pretty happy if I get to 5. Wow, Leper Gnome. Who plays Leper Gnome? Alright. Life's no story. I will play Leper Gnome. It's unfortunate that I'm up against a Druid. He's just going to kill it. But at least it took up his second turn and dealt 3 damage. That's good enough. No, he's going to play Loot Hoarder, try to get some card advantage out of this. Shenaz. That's fine by me. Let's go ahead and pop a Divine Shield. Kill Loot Hoarder. Now, I don't think the Druid made a mistake. He didn't really lose anything by doing that, but it didn't work out well for him. Because now this Leper Gnome is still alive, and if he shapeshifts now, loses his 3rd turn, killing it, that's pretty bad.
Let the pain speak.
Wow, he's just not going to kill that Leper Gnome. I've got, as I so often do, a couple of options here. I could play the Wolf. That would buff my Argent Protector, and I can kill this Acolyte of Pain. Problem then is, turn 4 comes around, swipe kills my board. Let's not wander right into swipe, shall we? So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to coin into Blessing of Kings. Put the Blessing on the Leper Gnome, who is otherwise going to die. And we're going to go ahead and use that to kill the Acolyte. And swing for 2. Now, he can of course finish off this Leper Gnome with a swipe. Then my Argent Protector would still live. And I wouldn't be ahead, but I wouldn't be too far behind either. I'd make a recruit, play the Wolf, and move on with my life. Looks like he's got the swipe, unfortunately. If I'd put the, oh, he doesn't have swipe. He has a Wrath. Uh-huh. Well, that's actually good for me, because this way he has to spend his entire turn killing it. He takes 6 damage to the face, extra, and this guy is at 2 health rather than at 1. That's really good news. I could have put it on this guy, then he would have had 5 health. That might have been more precise. Yeah. Alright, so I can make a recruit and a wolf, or the Sun Fury Protector and the wolf. Let's go for the Sun Fury Protector. Now, by not making a recruit, I am, like, foregoing an opportunity for card advantage. However, it seemed valuable to me not to make this recruit, which would just die to swipe, or Starfall, or even Shapeshift, because if I hadn't played this guy wouldn't have Taunt. He's going to play Druid of the Claw, which will give him his own big Taunter. I don't have any way to get past that. Luckily, Argent Protector is a pretty good card. So we will, actually, let me put this on the left side. Let's do this correctly for once in my life. Let's put this over here. So that's 3 damage, 3 more damage, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to play Acolyte of Pain, because this can give me some cards, and I do need some cards at this point. Finally, I draw Ravenholt Assassin instead of Equality. Man, this guy loves his big ol' taunters. Jesus. Well, I can kill it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This Consecration may seem a little bit scary, but man, if he just runs out of taunters for once in his goddamn life, I will be in such great shape. So we get a card there. Ardent Squire, very nice. We're gonna kill this off here. Swing for 5 damage. Now I can play the Argent Squire, which is more likely to survive, or the Recruit. Let's go for the Argent Squire. It's more likely to survive because of the Divine Shield, and I want to get every point of damage through that I can, because he is actually ahead on cards. He's got 7 to my 5. Oh my god, are you goddamn kidding me? He just played Taunt for Skirgillion turns in a row. Okay. Yep, Ravenholt Assassin. That's what it's going to be. And we're not gonna attack with any of our things. We're just gonna pass the turn. Jesus Christ, he had a Druid of the Claw, Sunwalker, and Ancient of fucking War. If he plays an Ironbark Protector, I'm gonna be so pissed.
My eyes.
You have no idea. Alright, he's gonna heal up, which is very sensible. Just don't play any Flesh Eating Ghoul, which is a very aggressive card, which is good because when he needs our defensive cards, he will kill my wolf, which is totally fine. That makes it hard for me to get past this guy, unfortunately. And he will ping off the Divine Shield. Alright, I could use some help from my deck here, and I don't really find it. Well, let's see where the knives go. I'm going to obviously peacekeep this guy. Fling a knife at his face. Wouldn't mind seeing a knife hit the Ancient. Yeah, that's pretty good. So now we'll have to use the Ravenhold Assassin to kill that off. And I'm going to actually kill this Flesh Eating Ghoul. The reason for that is that the Flesh Eating Ghoul had enough power to kill my Ravenhold Assassin. This way, he needs a point of damage from somewhere to kill off this Assassin. And the resource he spends doing that might mean that he can't kill the Knife Juggler this turn. But if he does clear my board this turn, I'm in a lot of trouble. Because I have this unplayable Molten Giant. And by the time it's playable, it'll be too late. He actually has the Starfall. That's bad news. For me, he can now actually clear me off my entire board. With Shapeshift and that. And at the end of the day, he's got 5 cards to my 1. But basically, I don't have any cards because this Molten Giant's totally dead. So some of the unfortunate features of this draft are really hurting me. He even gets a Panther. Oh my gosh, so now I'm way behind. I'm gonna have to hope that this Molten Giant takes me all the way to the distance. Gonna play the Cobra, which is really sad to lose the Cobra to this Panther, but that's what I have to do. Ah, man, I couldn't quite bring it home. Druid of the Claw, Sunwalker, Ancient of fucking War, and I could not get through them all and keep my stuff alive. So yeah, he's just stone cold 5 cards ahead of me. I've taken no damage, but I am not able to keep any recruits on the board because he's a Druid. Oh, jeez. And he has a Gruul, really? That's what's going to happen now. So this actually is going to be able to kill my Molten Giant, which is what the hilarious thing is. I don't think there's any way I can win. I don't have enough reach. I mean, Reckless Rocketeer would get him down pretty low, but not low enough. Gonna make that guy have taunt. Great, just what I was hoping. I don't have any silence in this deck. There is no silence in this deck. I was not offered any silence in the draft. So I have no outs to that Gruul. The Molten Giant will just die to this thing. Lord. I'm gonna play it. This game kind of sucked. He had exactly what he needed to survive. Removal and taunt. And then, you know, a legendary to finish me off with. Well, can't complain. Like I said, my deck's pretty bad, so, you know, this kind of thing was going to happen sooner or later. I just wish it wasn't so... I just wish it wouldn't wave victory so close to my face before taking it away from me. He's going to enrage the Berserker, keep my recruit away. Got this nice Master Swordsmith here. That's lovely. He's even going to shapeshift my face. We'll draw a card, and we will concede. Reckless Rocketeer. Cute card. Does not kill Gruul. And can I... Where's my escape button? Thank you. Concede. I need a bite of conciliatory pizza. I was on a really good run with Paladin. I have a really good streak going with that class, but I think it's about to end. 5 wins. I'd be happy if I can make it to 5 wins. I gotta say that Druid was pretty lucky. An Ancient of War and a Gruul on one deck. And a Starfall, which is a rare. And drawing all of them. Good stuff for him. Another Druid. Lehman the Druid.
I must protect the wild. I will fight with honor.
This looks like a Keeper of a Hand. Okay, we will go ahead and coin out a pair of 1-drops. And again, he can kill that leper gnome, but that is his whole turn if he shapeshifts to kill it. And I don't mind that. I don't mind going down a card so that his board position is delayed. Now the Infiltrator, that's a problem. That is a very unfortunate thing.
Reporting for duty.
I could have played the Warrior, but I didn't see much reason to. A 1/1 is similar to a 2/1. It'll kill the Infiltrator, and it'll die to Shapeshift. Alright, I'll play the Acolyte of Pain and hope that it gets hit by the Demolisher Barrel. My face is also a good outcome. I just didn't want it to hit the Recruit or the Squire, as long as it hit my face. Or the Acolyte, I was good. Sanjin. Oh man, people are playing lots of taunts today. So it stops my Acolyte from hitting the Demolisher and getting free cards. Man, these taunts are just killing me today. I can't even get through with the Bluegill Warrior. This is only 4 damage that I have. I need Blessing of Kings. That's what I need. Blessing of Kings would pretty much hit the sweet spot right here. Direwolf Alpha. Not Blessing of Kings, but it is good enough. So we're going to go ahead and make a conga line here.
I fight.
There's 2 damage. Actually, I don't need that guy. I just want to use the Bluegill Warrior. There's that damage. There is this. And this. And a card. Okay. So that Dire Wolf was pretty good. Me having the Bluegill Warrior in hand was also pretty good. Now the Infiltrator was still very good for my opponent. It'll now kill my Wolf, which is quite strong. But at least I can play the Darkscale Healer next turn and have a pretty beefy body on the board. No Druid of the Claw, please. Oh my god. Enough with these Druids of the Claw. God damn it. Now let's play that down. And I'm not going to attack into that. If he uses Druid of the Claw plus Shapeshift to kill my Darkscale Healer, this thing will be at 2 health, then I can use Defender of Argus, and the Acolyte will finish off the Druid. He chooses to kill the Acolyte, which is a safe move. And I'm going to have a pretty good turn here. Peacekeeper is tempting, but not as tempting as this. And this. And this. Now I could have given just this taunt so that this guy could not die to the Drake. That would have been pretty smart. That was probably a misplay. He has Starfire, which with spell damage will kill my Darkscale Healer and give him a card up. That is most unfortunate. There's another one of these guys which is very irritating as well. Alright, so I could play just the Assassin or I could play a pair of guys. Well, let's go for the Peacekeeper. What this does is it allows me to kill off the Drake and let my guy live. I'm also going to play the Grizzly, which will block the Infiltrator from killing off my Defender of Argus. And I've got this board of 3 toughness and 2 toughness dudes. And the Ravenhold Assassin might come down next turn, or I could just do Demolisher plus Recruit plus something else, depending on what I draw.
Where shall I start?
Oh my god, enough with the Druids of the Claw, for God's sake. So annoying. Well, not much you can do. This deck, Paladins are very bad at bringing down big creatures, so the fact that I faced these Druids, the bad deck, is unfortunate. Alright, should I do Equality? Or should I save that for another time? I mean, if I play the Ravenhold Assassin, it will get Equality'd, and that's not good. I think I'm just going to do it. We'll do this. Lets me get past his stupid Druid of the Claw, hit him for 3, play the Demolisher, make a Recruit. I mean, Swipe will clear my board, but I think he would have used Swipe before if he had it. So I'm just hoping he doesn't have it. He's got 6 cards to my 5-ish. He can Shapeshift to kill off the Peacekeeper. Yeah, as long as he doesn't have Swipe, I should be fine. That's the card he just drew. It's Ascension. Of course. What is it with the taunt today? I don't know if there was some kind of memo going around that I didn't get, like take all the taunt all the time, but the taunt from these druids has been a nightmare to deal with. Because my deck just wants to get, you know, damage through. It's got a pretty low curve, except for, you know, some of this junky stuff that I was forced to take. The bear, the Demolisher kills the imp that spawned, which is fine. Blessing of Kings is really good. So we're gonna have the Demolisher of Kings here. Get the damage through. Swing for 1. That's the turn. Alright, he didn't have a swipe last turn. Hopefully he doesn't top deck a swipe. He's got a 1-4 versus my 5-5. If that 5-5 can just live, it can be a real problem for my opponents. Then I can play the Ravenhold Assassin and try to close the game out. Now, he can't have taunt forever, can he? He's got to run out of taunts at some point, right? I mean, right? Force of Nature will allow him, unfortunately, to kill my Demolisher, but that is at least most of his turn. So that's just 6 mana removal from my Demolisher, and he will now clear my board. That's fine. We'll play the Assassin, we'll see what happens. Geomancer. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I needed him not to have like any other creature to play. That's quite unfortunate for me. Okay, we'll do the Novice Engineer, which is strictly better than my hero ability. And we'll do Ravenhold Assassin next. Consecration would be great, it would clear his board.
I've got the beast in my
Big Game Hunter, oh my gosh, my opponent screws up. It is a huge screw up, actually. Because what happens when you play Big Game Hunter is it will just come onto the board, since there's no valid target. You don't have a chance to realize, oh, there's no valid target, and hold him back in your hand. So that's a pretty huge break. That means I'm not losing this Ravenhold Assassin right now. And he's going to get 3 cards, though, so he's still probably going to win even after that misplay. I can't play this goddamn giant. Man, if it had been a mountain giant, I can't believe this, but this should have been a mountain giant. I could actually play a mountain giant for all 10 mana next turn, but mountain giant, nothing doing. Alright, Consecration is still really great. It'll clear his board and let me potentially win the game. Argent Protector. Well, it's no Consecration, but at least it'll make this guy annoying to kill. And I am going to go for the face. So, my creatures are roughly equal in power to his. I've got this Divine Shield 7/5. He can bring it down with, you know, Imp and the Big Game Hunter and the Imp Master. But at least then my other stuff should live as long as he doesn't get removal. Still, though, I'd say he's the favorite to win this game. So the Big Game Hunter does bring down the big game, albeit not in the way that my opponent probably wanted to do that. There's a Stampeding Coda, which will hopefully kill my recruit. That was a really imprecise play. Should have shapeshifted to kill the recruit first. I see, he actually wanted to play the Dragonling mechanic. He's gonna play another Infiltrator. Oh my god, so much annoyance. So by this point, when I drop the Molten Giant, it will be useless. And of course I get Consecration literally a turn late. There's no point in playing it now. Except if I wanted to kill this Infiltrator. You know what? Fine, we'll do it. It's just not gonna get any better than that. I don't see myself winning this game. This Giant is just gonna get taken down the instant that it drops. He's got 4 cards. If he had 0 cards, I might be okay. But with 4 cards, he's gonna be able to kill my Giant, and then I'm just at a severe card disadvantage. Motherfucker. Honest to God, Jesus. He's not even gonna kill my recruits. Okay, cards matter more right now than getting that Giant down. Elven Archer. I'm not sure what that could have been. Well, I'm not gonna kill the Ironbark, so I might as well go for what I can kill, which is that. If I get a lucky Knife Fling. Nope.
Reporting for duty.
And nope. Okay. He's got 8, 11, 13 damage, 14 damage. If he can deal 5 more damage, say with Starfire, he can win on the spot. I might get a irrelevant last turn Molten Giant myself if I don't get... well, I've already used Defender of Argus and I've already used Sunfury Protector, so I think I'm actually just screwed. He needs 1 more point of damage and he'll win. And he actually does have the damage in the Claw. Alright, so I predicted that this deck was pretty bad. And it has been doing very badly against these Druids. But then again, these are really awful matchups as well, so even if I'd had a good deck, I still would have had a tough time with against these Druids. With their removal and their taunts. It's just not what I want. I want someone who lets me keep my creatures and doesn't put taunts in the way of my shit. So I said I'd be happy to make it to 5. Here we are at 2 wins. And this is sad. Very sad indeed. At least his pizza tastes good. Man, that was embarrassing. He actually whiffed on a big game hunter and still crushed me. Okay, finally not a druid. Just because it's not a druid, though, doesn't mean I'm gonna win.
Shall bring victory. I will fight with honor.
I might still lose. We're gonna keep everything here. The Elven Archer is not going to the face on turn 1. I will wait and hope for a good target. He kept this card, mulligan the rest. On turn 2, I'll play the Novice Engineer. On turn 2, it's just strictly better to play Novice Engineer versus the Recruit, because the Novice Engineer draws a card and puts a 1/1, whereas the Recruit just puts a 1/1. So you might as well get your cycle out of the way. Do you play the Sunfury Protector instead? No, we'll play the Novice Engineer. This plus Elven Archer is 2 damage, which will kill some things. I'd rather use that to kill something than the Sunfury Protector. And okay, we're gonna get to do it. Note that the Elven Archer is not a spell, so I can use that to target the Protector. And we're gonna hang on to that Protector, we're just gonna make a 1/1. I just don't see it as it being that likely that the 1 less power than the Protector is gonna make a difference, especially because I've got Dark Giant Dwarf coming down. Now if he plays like a Demolisher, which we've seen a lot of in this run, then I might regret it. He's gonna play Ascension. What is with the endless taunts, honestly? Well, this sucks, because if I had played the Sunfury Protector, I could actually kill Ascension right now, but as it is, I cannot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some card advantage. We're going to throw these guys away, get 2 cards.
I'll give it a shot.
Now, it's unfortunate that I'm up against a Priest, because what happens now is he can heal up the Ascension can kill the Cult Master and live to tell about it with 1 health. But I have some significant card advantage, so I'm hoping that will compensate. It is also possible that he'll play another minion and I'll actually deem it worthy to consecrate. To finish off this engine, let's see if he's got a card to play. He's a Voodoo Doctor, which is actually annoying because it makes this engine not die to consecration. Oh my god, this is starting to get ugly. Well, where's Blood Knight when you need him? Not here. I don't even know. Does this deck even have Blood Knight? Whatever. Let's do Cobra. Put Divine Shield on it, make it super annoying. Let's hope he doesn't have any Shadow Word Pain. That's the one thing he could have that would be very good against this right now. Or, of course, a Silence would also be good against it. He'll pop the Divine Shield. He'll silence it. Well, that makes no sense. That was actually just a stone cold misplay. He should have just silenced it. That would have gotten rid of the Divine Shield. I am not understanding this. He also should have killed my Argent Protector, because now with a single buff, the Argent Protector will kill the Ascension Shield Master. So my opponent's playing very poorly, which I do not hold against him at all. We're going to go ahead and consecrate right now. My guy will kill off the Ascension. We're going to drop a pair of creatures. So because my opponent played very badly, I have 6 cards to his 4. It would not be like this if he had played accurately. Now I've got a pretty decent chance at winning. Just because of my extra cards, and because the recruits I put down don't automatically die to the Priest's hero ability.
In the light's name.
Light Warden. Okay. That's great. He's healing me. That makes no sense. Oh, Jesus Christ. That makes no sense. He was damaged. He could have healed himself. I mean, I get it. It's a cute trick to heal your opponent to get the benefit of Light Warden, but there was actually no point in doing that. That is really bizarre. Okay. Let's do Acolyte. This. Let's try to get as much board presence as we can. I'm gonna swing. Holy Nova now doesn't really do anything. It draws me a card, kills a recruit, everything else lives, so he doesn't want to play Holy Nova. I have some buffs. That would be nice, perhaps. And he's got pretty much nothing. Alright, let's keep it simple. Let's just play the Reckless Rocketeer, use that to kill the Yeti. So a 6-mana removal for the Yeti is not that impressive. It's like a bad Starfire because it doesn't draw me a card. But it does the job. Sometimes bad removal is better than no removal, and I've got more cards on the board than he has in his hand. Granted, they're small cards, but this is enough damage to kill someone who's not playing endless frickin' taunts all the time. Speaking of which, there's one.
Your magic shall
I'm actually going to silence off my Acolyte, stop me from getting cards. So he's not playing like terribly or anything. Just made some very odd choices early on. So we're going to do this. Lets me kill the Grizzly like so. Dark Iron Dwarf lets me kill the Spellbreaker like so. So the Acolyte no longer draws cards because he was silenced, but he got taunt and buffed after that. I'm actually running out of space on the board for more minions. I will have enough mana to play all this stuff, but only room for one more minion. Next turn. He heals up. What cards does he play? Ascension. Jesus. Seriously, with the taunts today. Okay, so Ravenhold Assassin, I guess, is what I'll definitely want to play. And a Grizzly or a Recruit? Well, let's do the Grizzly. It hits harder. And we are trying to race the opponent out at this stage. I'm threatening lethal next turn, even if he heals himself. If he Holy Novas and heals himself, I'll have, what is this? 7, 9, 16. I'll be able to kill him. Here's the Molten Giant on the last turn. Does he have taunt for it? He needs taunt for this thing, or else it doesn't matter. Holy Fire doesn't do anything. He also picked the Bear instead of the Grizzly, or the Grizzly instead of the Dark Iron Dwarf, which hits harder. Boy, this person just plays bizarrely. It's like he kind of plays alright, and then all of a sudden, he'll just whip out these bizarro decisions. So Mr. W goes down, we make it to 3 wins. He gives me a well played, which I respect. And then we're moving on. There goes the rest of my Jones Cream Soda. It was the last bottle I have, too. But it's worth it. Can't just save your last bottle forever. Gotta drink it at some point. It doesn't do any good sitting in the bottle. I said before I would be pretty happy to make it to 5 wins. I would now be fucking ecstatic to make it to 5 wins with this deck, given how much of a hard time we've been having. Okay. Well, the Assassin can go, but the rest of it can stay. Ah, alright, so we are going to get to coin into the Raider. Try to the kibosh on him making any recruits on turn 2. The Swordsmith is a terrible card, but at least it does one thing well, which is kill Paladin's recruits. And I can actually buff this up, perhaps, letting me kill a 3-drop of some kind. That would be very good use of the Swordsmith. It's going to put Blessing of Wisdom on my Raider. Okay, so what that means is that I'm not going to attack with things I don't want to give him a card. But I will play the Master Swordsmith, and so it's kind of an awkward situation for him. I mean, either he can kill this at some point, or he can just let it sit here to be used at my discretion. Neither of which is a particularly great option. I'm going to play a Grizzly. Alright. Well, if he's playing a Grizzly, I will go ahead and use this to kill it off. So the Blessing of Wisdom just cycled, and then my guy kills his bear. What do we do here? Well, in case he has Ascension or a Yeti, I'll play the Cobra, even though the attack buff is sort of wasted on the Cobra. The only way the attack buff is not wasted on the Cobra is if the Cobra hits the face, of course. Got my Quality Consecration combo. He's got Hammer of Wrath to kill my Cobra, which is a card I don't have. So now I'm falling behind on cards. He has 6 to my 5. Soon to be 6, but I'm only drawing equal as the second player, which is bad. So because of the card draw problem, I'm going to go ahead and play the Acolyte instead of doing my Bear. I could end up regretting it if he plays a really big 5-drop like a Fen Creeper or something. I could be in trouble. But hopefully he'll play something a little small in a Recruit that I can get a card off this Acolyte. Harvest Golem is not exactly what I was hoping for here, unfortunately. Neither was that Raptor. Ugh. Okay, so let me think about this. I could Consecrate or I could play the Dwarf. They would achieve much the same thing. Well, Consecration would clear his board. Dwarf would put a 4/4 on my side of the board.
I wonder.
Yeah, I'm going to Consecrate. I think I'd rather clear his board than put something on mine.
Justice demands
Seems to be unhappy about this. I seem to not care. A 1-drop off the top with this Acolyte would be really great. Ah, so close. Note that when you put a Divine Shield on the Acolyte and kill something with it, it's not taking damage, so you don't get the card draw.
It's time for a little blood.
Yes, a second Hammer of Wrath for my Acolyte, giving me a card, but him a card as well. Luckily, I've got Dark Iron Dwarf to make the Master Swordsmith kill off his Berserker. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Dark Iron Dwarf. And there's no reason to throw away a perfectly good Master Swordsmith, so let's shield it up and kill his Berserker off. So, okay, he's got 6 cards to my 7. I'm actually coming out a little bit ahead here. I can even drop Ravenhold Assassin, perhaps, and start getting some very serious damage through. I've got this guy, which is good for killing recruits, and enough 5/4, which can deal some pretty good damage. He's going to heal up, which I don't really care about too much. That's fine. He's going to just play a Dark Iron Dwarf for the sake of playing a Dark Iron Dwarf, which is totally fair. I can trade my Dwarf for his... but I think what I'd rather do is this. Well, I could play the Wolf and trade both of these guys in for the Dark Iron Dwarf that he has. I could just ignore his Dark Iron Dwarf, just play a bear in front of it. Consecration's not super helpful. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna kill his Farseer. Play the healer to heal my Dwarf back up. Play the Wolf. And I'm going to hit him in the face. So this is a little bit of a risk. I'm letting him keep a creature. I know you're not supposed to let Paladins keep creatures, but I wanted to keep the Master Swordsmith around so that he could buff something again. And whenever this Dwarf hits, Consecration will finish the Dwarf off. If he puts a Divine Shield on it and kills my Dwarf, then so be it. But I don't want to... I didn't want to throw 2 creatures away at this thing. So Priestess of Loon is unbelievable garbage. That's great. News for me. And he can now kill the, the Master Swordsmith that's been wreaking all kinds of havoc. Well, that causes my Dark Iron Dwarf to slide in here, so I can kill his Dark Iron Dwarf now. Also, Consecration will kill off his Dwarf. I don't want to use Consecration, though, because what I want to do is play the Ravenhold Assassin right now. So let's kill that thing off. 5. I could play the Assassin, or I could play more things. These things survive Consecration. Okay, yeah. Let's do this. Let's put this here. Give that guy taunt. Play the bear. Play the recruit. So I chose to put more creatures on the board rather than one big creature. But if those guys can get through for damage one time, and I drop the Ravenhold Assassin after that, then I could be in pretty good shape.
The gates are open.
Over to the arena. What is up with these things that keep on being 1 hit point off from what I'm able to deal? Alright, well, before we do anything else, let's draw a card.
Hope you like my invention.
Blessing of Kings, huh? No, I'm not going to use that. We're going to do this and this. Just keep it very simple. I'll use the wolf to kill off the recruit. We're going to swing for 5 damage. I'm going to play Thunk-a-Thunk, Ravenhold Assassin. So I can put Blessing of Kings on the Ravenhold Assassin, swing for 11 damage, and then he's practically dead. We'll see if that works or not. Consecration clears out 3 of my creatures. Rifleman, not bad. Here, takes out 4 of my damage. Gonna put Blessing of Kings on it on his turn, which is definitely a desperation move. And a Divine Favor to draw 2 cards for 3 mana, so it's an Arcane Intellect that was conditional, so pretty bad. Alright, I think I have the kill. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just go for it. So there's the Assassin, crashing through.
This is my responsibility.
Okay, so Elven Archer doesn't quite kill him, but Consecration does. Now we give him well played. So, I'm not going to say what my last run went to. I don't want to spoil it. I will say it was bad. And we are at a similarly bad place here. But I am now within 1 game of 5 wins, which is what I said I would be pretty happy to get with this mediocre deck. Let's see if we can actually pull that off. Alright, our next worthy opponent is a Shaman. KJRG the Shaman. Not a bad opening hand. I'm set to keep all this stuff, and I will just go ahead and keep everything. The Elven Archer will kill some 1-drops like Leper Gnomes. It'll also kill the 1-1 Totem. If he does flip a 1-1 Totem, I'll be happy to use the Elven Archer on it. I'm not that thrilled about having an Elven Archer in the deck, but I remember there was a pretty bad draw that I had. Here, though, if he makes a regular totem, the Leper Gnome kills it. If he makes a 1-1 totem, the Elven Archer kills it, so that's pretty good, I suppose. And he gets a regular old Totaroo. I will play the Sunfury Protector. I think at this point, the extra health and the extra power might make enough of a difference that I feel like it's worth doing compared to just making a recruit. Okay. What I'm going to do here is play a Grizzly to protect my interests. And we'll use Leper Gnome, Coin, Elven Archer to finish that thing off. And we're going to pass on the Sunfury Protector, let this guy just face off and die to the bear. You can play a Flame Tongue Totem or an Abusive Sergeant or something to let this trade with the bear. But the overload from the Spirit Wolves is a pretty big deal. Likely he will just make a totem here. Since he played no creature on turn 2, unless he got one in the last 2 turns, he's not going to play a creature this time either. He's going to Earthshock what? My bear? So you can kill my Elven Archer. Interesting choice. I'm not sure I agree with it. Wow, I have not seen Chillwind Yeti at all in this run. Feels good to drop that on turn 4. Now he might have to Hex it. And if he uses the Hex on this, well, it's a Hex that's not going on my Molten Giant or Ravenhold Assassin. It survives Lightning Burst, or Lightning Storm and Lava Burst. Or this dies to Lava Burst, but it survives Lightning Bolt and Lightning Storm. There's a Fen Creeper, which is annoying. I'm not going to dick around, we're just going to kill it.
I got this.
That's fine. So I lose a guy killing it, but that's okay. Play an Emperor Cobra. Actually, the Emperor Cobra will die to Fire Elemental, so let's actually play the Acolyte of Pain and a Recruit rather than the Raider, because I want to get extra cards here. If I play Emperor Cobra and he plays Fire Elemental and shoots the Cobra down, the Cobra's done nothing. So I want him to use the Fire Elemental on something else. He's actually going to play Doomhammer, which will let him kill a couple of my creatures, but take a lot of damage for it, for the privilege. Obviously, you don't really want to Doomhammer the Acolyte of Pain.
The battle.
Okay, so he seems not to have a fire elemental, so I'll go ahead and make my Cobra, make a recruit as well.
For duty. Silver moon.
This is not a problem for me, I couldn't care in the slightest. He's gonna kill off my recruits, but note that he's taking damage for all this. I've got 2 consecrations, so it's like a poor man's flame strike. I'm gonna be able to deal 4 damage to him from those. Quality doesn't really do it for me here. I am gonna go ahead and just go for it. So my thinking here is I've got 4 damage in the bag that he can't stop at all. So might as well just try to push this through. This will also deal 4 damage to any taunter he might drop in the way.
Your magic shall not.
Spellbreaker, what is he going to silence? He chooses the Cobra, which is fine by me. I think the right play would have been to silence my Acolyte so that I don't get cards. Because that's the most dangerous thing I could get from his standpoint is cards. Cobra is still a 2-3, which is, just fine for dealing damage to the face. I wasn't really hoping to kill any minions anyway. In fact, I have lethal on the board right now because he didn't get a taunt. Well, a taunt totem wouldn't have saved him because I would have just consecrated first. But I've got lethal on the board right now. This is 4 damage plus 4 is 8. So he needs something here. So he kills a recruit, that's fine, he's still taking the damage for it, which is what matters. Ancestral Spirit, wow, alrighty. Well, he needed to put that on a taunt creature, and he didn't have that, so let's consecrate. Try to swing, consecrate again. And well played. Alright, so we made it to 5 wins, thank the holy heavens. This run was not a total embarrassment, and who knows, we might even get a little bit lucky and get up to 6. And then we might even get a little bit lucky and get up to 7, you never know. The only people who beat us were Druids, which is a very good matchup against me, so it's possible that if I get good matchups, I'll be fine. Alright, last Mohican is a Paladin opponent here.
Fight with honor.
We got our Knife Juggler, which is very, very nice. And even another 2-drop. Wow, this looks good. I'll just keep the whole hand. We'll coin the Knife Juggler on turn 1. It's difficult for a Paladin to kill a Knife Juggler that early. He'd have to have a Bluegill Warrior, or he would have had to play at something on turn 1 himself. It's pretty much the only way. I've seen my Knife Juggler against Paladins have a Blessing of Wisdom put on it, but I'm pretty content with that. I just sit there with the Knife Juggler, it flings its knives, and either the opponent kills it later, in which case Blessing of Wisdom did nothing, or I get to choose when I attack with it, and then Blessing of Wisdom was just a 1-minute cycle. So it's just not very helpful. He says that was a mistake. Not exactly sure why, but we'll play Knife Juggler and just call it a day.
That was a mistake.
Says that was a mistake again. I don't actually know what's going on. I think this person might be drunk.
Reporting for duty.
Or being a troll. Wolf or Raptor? I'm going to play the Raptor before the Wolf. Because the more creatures that are on the board when you play the Wolf, the better the Wolf is. He says that was a mistake again. I'm pretty sure this person is just a troll. Plays a monkey. Alrighty, that's fine. So here, I could play the Acolyte and hope that the knife hits this, but if the Knife Juggler does not hit this, then my stuff is, my creatures are both going to have to run into it. On the other hand, if I play the Wolf and kill the monkey that way, then everything I have will die to Consecration, which I'm not super thrilled with. So I am actually going to play the Acolyte. If the Knife Juggler misses, then it misses. And it did not miss, but even if it had missed, I think it's still worth it to have the Acolyte out here so that a Consecration gives me a card. He says that was a mistake again. I think he's just saying that every single turn, to to be a troll. He has Consecration. It would seem then that he had the Consecration and just wanted to taunt me with it the whole time. Or that could just be totally relevant and he's playing weird mind games. So anyway, let's make a recruit.
Reporting for duty.
And a wolf. Swing for 2. Consecration will clear my board, but pretty much all that would do is just hit the Acolyte and kill the wolf and give me a card. So I would only be losing the wolf. It's possible that he drafted a ridiculous number of consecrations and he's saying that was a mistake because he wishes he had drafted fewer of them. That is possible. Alright, we have a pretty good play here. We're going to play the Defender of Argus.
My shield for Argus. That was a mistake.
And then the wolf will kill that. The Acolyte will kill that. Give me a card and live to tell about it. My recruit will kill that. Then we get to play an Argent Squire, which is nice because if he does drop another Consecration, at least the Argent Squire will survive. The wolf will die, the recruit will die, the Acolyte will draw me a card. I've actually gotten quite a few cards off this, I think 2, and it's still sticking around. We're going to go ahead and squelch this guy. I don't know why I didn't squelch him earlier. I thought maybe I could drive some kind of useful information, but clearly that is a crock. He's going to make a recruit, which is just a humble 2-2 that'll die to my wolf buffed guy, unless he has an elven archer. No, it's actually, he can't kill the wolf. Ah, I see. Hand of protection. Fair enough. Blessing of Kings. Well, we're going to definitely do that. Yeah, we're going to make the Acolyte of Kings here. Can I win? Let's just check if I can win. We have 6, 9, 12, 14, 15. No, I can't win, so I will take a moment to kill off this recruit.
To battle.
I decided not to use my Argent Protector there. Didn't really seem worth it. Alright, I think I'm going to make it to 6 wins, guys. I hope this guy keeps saying that was a mistake. And I don't hear him. Squelch is a beautiful feature. Harvest Golem doesn't matter for anything. Even buffed by the Sword of Justice. That doesn't do anything. And that certainly doesn't do anything. So that's the game. We're gonna go ahead and kill him with our hero. I'm gonna be a little bit bad-mannered here. I'm actually gonna play the Dark Iron Dwarf. That was not necessary, but he was being a bad-mannered asshole, so I figured I would do the same, and that was that. So we're up to 6 wins. Level 44. Do I get a golden card? Golden Consecration. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Gotta make sure to update my decks with that. And let's see if I get a little bit luckier. I can actually make it to 7 wins. Keep the Paladin streak alive. I am going to take a moment to look up my stats. My Paladin runs lately have been through the charts. Paladin used to be my worst class, and then I don't know what happened. Yeah, my last runs were 6, 8, 9, 10, 10. So very, very good runs with Paladin. And I guess that first one being a 6 isn't super special, but here we are. At least, I guess at least just by making it to 6 wins, we keep quite a respectable streak going. The last bad run I had with Paladin was like 12 runs ago, 11 runs ago. I had a 1-win run, and since then it's all been gravy. Alright, we have a warrior here. Inverse the warrior. I'm gonna keep that Yeti. God, the Yeti's so strong. I mean, yes, it's possible that it'll die to whatever. Freaking Slam Execute or an Arcanite Reaper, I guess, would be the worst thing it could die to, but I just don't want to have nothing to play on turn 4. Especially as a Paladin, I've got things to do with this recruit nonsense. It's all good. Okay, is it worth it to play this? Well, it is, because I have an Argent Protector. Now, without the Argent Protector, maybe I would have just made a recruit. But with the Argent Protector, if he plays a 3-2, I'll give this Divine Shield, kill it, call it a day. Now, please do not coin into a Blood Knight, or I'm going to be super pissed. Mad Bomber! Oh my god, if that kills the Argent Squire. Well, it didn't kill the Argent Squire, but it did ping off the Divine Shield. That's pretty good for him. Still, I have a pretty good move here. Divine Shield. Bomber. Right in the face. So we're getting some pretty nice board advantage here. The Yeti's coming down. What he could do here is coin into an Arathi Weaponsmith. That would let him kill off both my, pretty much my entire board over the next couple of turns. That would be the best conceivable card here for him. He plays a Harvest Golem, which is pretty good. I don't think it's as good as a coin Weaponsmith would have been, however. Peacekeeper? Nah, let's just play the Yeti. Now we're going to ignore that Harvest Golem and get 5 damage through. Yeti is very good here. I got a Peacekeeper in case I need to kill a big target. Get rid of my Bloodsail. Raider? I think it's actually a mistake. I think this is a better creature to kill because it could be pandaed back for good measure. It so happens I don't have any pandas, but that thing it could just get healed, but this thing can actually be really, really useful. Alright, so there is my target for the Peacekeeper. Ooh, Cult Master. If I Cult Master, I can't kill both of his... I can't clear his board, however, so I have to pick and choose. Alright, I want to draw a card and we're going to Peacekeep. So here's the peacekeeping operation. Do this. I can do this. And for good measure. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to hit him in the face. This will be around to kill the damaged golem anyway. Unless he heals this up or buffs it or something, then so be it. Got a bunch of creatures on the board, so Cult Master could be very strong next turn if he doesn't clear me out with a whirlwind or something like that. He has 7 cards plus a golem. I have just 8 cards, too soon to be 9. The Molten Giant shows up a lot. Still haven't ever played him for any good use. The only time I played him was when he just died to a Gruul. This is unfortunate because what it means is that he runs the golem into something. The new golem comes back and it has charge. So he's gonna get to do... So it does make me regret that I didn't kill this thing off last turn. I wasn't playing around Warsong Commander. He's actually gonna heal up the golem, which I think is a mistake. I think he should have actually run the golem in. I think he's probably not aware of the combo. He could have run the golem into something, the golem would have died, the damaged golem would have come back, and then it would have had charge. Alright, let's get some cards. That's obvious enough. So we will do it like... this.
If you're sure.
Move a card. Look at the Warrior is pretty slick. Gonna play that. Kill that thing. Get a card. And we're gonna definitely kill this thing. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and kill that damaged golem as well. It's possible that he'll kill the Cult Master, but I wanted to protect the Cult Master from the wrath of the damaged golem. This way he can still kill it, but he has to use something from his hand. He's gonna cleave to go for it. There's a 1 in 3 chance the Cult Master would live and I would get 2 cards. Unfortunately, he hit my 2 best creatures, so I did not get super lucky there. Here, let's use the Defender of Argus and Elven Archer to bring that thing down. Yeah. Actually, wait. No, if I do the Bear, I don't have enough mana for the Defender of Argus and the Archer, so we're gonna do this. Defender of Argus. Elven Archer. Okay, so what's the story? Well, I've got this unplayable giant. Other than that, I have 5 cards to his 4 and a life and a board advantage, so I'm doing pretty well. You can drop really big stuff, though, especially big taunts, and I'd be in a lot of trouble. Zerger is not that big of a threat. It's going to take a while for that thing to get rolling, so I'm pretty okay with this. Okay, let's play the Bear. Put a Divine Shield on my guy. Let's make a Leper Gnome and recruit. So we'll see. He has not had the Whirlwind so far. We'll see if he finds it. This is 1, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 damage, 15 damage after the gnome dies. A Mountain Giant would have been unplayable as well as the Molten Giant. I'm going to pop my Divine Shield. Play a Battle Rage to draw 2 cards, which is pretty strong. It's actually very strong for 2 mana. He's going to Battle Rage to draw 2 more cards. Okay, so he's making up the card deficit very efficiently here. He still needs something good, or else if I just smash him with everything, he's going to be in trouble.
Your magic shall
Spellbreaker. Well, looks like he decides to get rid of the taunt. I would have actually spellbroken this so that it lost the 1/1 buff as well. We're gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna sneak the Master Swordsmith into play. Start buffing up my team, even if only a little bit.
The battle.
This is my responsibility.
The battle.
Alright, I'm not exactly threatening lethal here. I've got 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, I have 10 with the Leopard Gnome. A shield block to cycle and draw another card, so he's drawing lots of cards here. The life gain's actually not immaterial at the moment. I'm worried this is going to be the same kind of losses to the guy with the Druid who played Gruul. Like, by the time the Mountain Giant's playable, I've pretty much lost the game because he has such card advantage built up. But he does need to clear my board at some point. Warriors luckily don't have any kind of card like Starfall, so it's a little bit harder for me to for him to clear the board out. Now this is a problem. I have to actually kill this thing. Luckily, the Wolf is a good card for that purpose. Let's go ahead and drop the Wolf right there. Kill that Worgen. Actually, should I fight fair? Should I fight? I'm gonna fight fair. We're gonna actually kill this thing off. The Leper Gnome. Kill this thing off. That. The Elven Archer to finish this off. That could be a strategic mistake. It's possible that I should have raced, but I'm actually doing kind of okay on cards. He definitely doesn't have any Whirlwinds unless he peels one off the top. I've got lots of damage heading his way. And this way, if he does clear my board, he wasn't going to be left with a whole bunch of creatures out here. Stampeding Kodo can hit anything. Gets my Recruit, which is totally fine. I don't care about that in the slightest. I have 3, 5, 7, 9 damage on the nose. He's got to kill something. He chooses to kill my Defender of Argus, which is fine. So that takes 3 damage off the table and plays a Bloodsail Raider. Alright, so now I only have 6 damage versus his 11 health. Still can't play the Molten Giant. Mountain Giant also would have been unplayable.
Put this apple on your head.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, the knife hit there, which doesn't really matter to me.
It's time.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit him in the face. Reckless Rocketeer would be pretty good. It's in here somewhere. We're getting down to the bottom part of the deck. Master Swordsmith is making it rain. He's only got 3 cards. I might be able to win. But if he has 1 good card, I could just be in a lot of trouble very quickly. And again, by the time this Molten Giant would be playable, I would have lost. Now, at least it's better than Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant would have never been playable. I would have to wait 2 turns to have 2 cards here. Do I have an Ogrish Inventor in this deck? I thought I did. I feel like I haven't seen it in a long time. Archer Commander is a very good card. It will kill my Knife Juggler and something else. This is 5 damage at the moment. Has he attacked with this Kodo? The Fiery War Axe makes no difference. He still takes the damage, but I don't think he's attacked with this Kodo yet. So he can kill off my Master Swordsmith. I was going to kill off a Recruit to limit how much damage he takes. Fair enough. Reckless Rocketeer definitely is going to win me the game. Consecration would clear his board and probably win me the game because then I would just have card advantage against him. So, okay. He needs to hit the Swordsmith, I think. And I was going to go for the Recruit. I think that's probably a mistake. The Swordsmith, is going to provide bonus or something, and he takes the damage regardless. Ravenhold Assassin, very, very, very strong card. He now has to have a taunt or he loses. In light of this, I'm going to take a moment to kill that Bloodsail Raider. Let's fight as fairly as we can. Hoping the thing goes on the Recruit. This is good, so the Recruit will now be threatening to kill off either of these creatures. The Assassin's threatening to kill him. He's got to have taunt to stop that from happening. My ability to make it to 7 wins in the arena depends entirely on whether or not he has a taunt. Although I could still get Consecration and win. I've got 2 Consecrations in here and a Reckless Rocketeer.
Are you ready?
He's Archmage, but he doesn't have a taunt. Yeah. Alright, so I didn't get Reckless Rocketeer or Consecration, but it doesn't matter because he didn't have taunt. Taunt has been extremely important in this run. When you play with Ravenhold Assassin, taunt is just your worst enemy, and this Molten Giant has been horrific. So it was Molten Giant, Mountain Giant, or I'm pretty sure something very, very bad. I don't remember exactly. But we made it to 7 wins with a really crappy deck. I'm kind of amazed. But the Paladin, apparently, very strong class, especially if you play with a low curve so you can get creatures to stick on the board. Good times. Good times are being had by all. Dynax the Mage.
You asked
Good
for it.
name for a
I
mage.
will fight with
We
honor.
will play Leper Gnome on turn 1. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take a little risk keeping Blessing of Kings very, very risky. Because if she clears all my minions before we get to turn 4, that would have been a terrible decision. But I have a feeling this something's going to stick. Just got a feeling. I'm hooked on a feeling, you could say. Leper Gnome, no! That's bad. Alright, well, since she played a Leper Gnome, we're going to go ahead and get a little jiggy with it. I'm going to actually coin into a Master Swordsmith. This will kill the Leper Gnome, live to tell about it. And if she wants to use Fire Blast to finish it off, then she's not doing anything else on turn 2, and I'm just A-okay with that. Looks like she will go for it. Mad Bomber! The last barrel! Why did it have to be the last barrel? Now granted, the odds of killing that were overwhelming, but the fact that it was the last barrel, it was only 1 in 3 odds at that point. Oh, couldn't have just let it live. So she pings off this. Blessing of Kings is not happening, guys. That was an unfortunate turn of events. Grizzly down. I want to preserve my Kobe, I want to preserve my wolf. This is disgusting. Had such high hopes. Arcane Missiles is 50-50 chance. And of course, they all 3 hit the bear? Are you goddamn kidding me? Are you... Listen up, please. I know you're watching this on YouTube. Please tell me the question. The answer to the question. Are you goddamned kidding me? That's the second time it's happened to me in recent memory. And they could have just as easily all gone on my face. Or at least she could have like had to ping the bear to death so she couldn't play Arcane Intellect. But no. That had to happen. Oh, God, this is terrible. This is just fucking terrible. So now at least she didn't ping this off. She's going to hit me in the face. Oh, my gosh. Well, if there's anything that's going to actually make me win this game, it's bad play by my opponent. Should have absolutely killed that wolf. Because she didn't kill the wolf, the Fen Creeper dies and the Mad Bomber dies. Wow, that was huge. That was a huge blunder not killing the wolf against a Paladin, no less. If she had killed the wolf with the Mad Bomber, Blessing of Kings wouldn't have been enough for a Recruit to kill the Fen Creeper. She'd still have the Fen Creeper here. Instead, she has to face down a 6/3 wolf. That'll take at least 1 card on her part to bring down. She has Cone of Cold. She's going to freeze it. She can't even kill it. She's just freezing it. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. All right. Well, the Fairy Dragon will, of course, kill the wolf. I can't play the Molten Giant. I could give this thing taunt so the Fairy Dragon doesn't hit my face. Let's do this. I'm going to do this and play Defender of Argus. So what happens here is I couldn't protect the wolf. There was no way that I could save the wolf. But this way, I get a 2/2 recruit, and I get an extra card, basically. Instead of playing a Bloodfen Raptor, I have this for this recruit. She gets a Sea Giant, which is quite unfortunate. But at least I have this Taunter in the way, so hopefully she doesn't have any Flame Strikes or anything. I could kill the Sea Giant, but no, we're gonna take a risk. We're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. I mean, when you're behind, take risks. Okay, I'm not gonna play Bluegill Warrior, so we'll hedge my bet in that one respect. I'll make a recruit instead of playing a Bluegill Warrior. But the idea here is that if she has Flame Strike, I'm screwed, but hopefully she doesn't. As long as she doesn't have Flame Strike, this Cobra's threatening to kill the Sea Giant, I could be okay, and then I can play the Molten Giant next turn. She has no Flame Strike, mercifully, and no Blizzard. Alright, so I might sneak an 8th win if I'm a little bit lucky here. Please don't play Frost Nova or anything stupid. Mirror Image is a nuisance, but not that big of a deal. I can take these guys down. I've got enough spare guys to kill the Mirror Image. It's all good in this hood. She's going to kill that guy, whatever, I don't care. So I don't have the luxury of playing Molten Giant here. I mean, I could play Molten Giant. I can still kill her Sea Giant and play my Molten Giant, but I want to kill more of her stuff. So we're going to play Bluegill Warrior. That'll kill a Mirror Image. The Defender of Argus will kill a Mirror Image, but so will this thing. I'm going to actually do it like this. So the Defender of Argus now lets that guy kill the Azure Drake, and then the Cobra kills the Sea Giant, and I make a recruit. So the recruit should survive, because she's going to ping off the Bluegill Warrior. She has 5 cards to my 5 after the Bluegill Warrior gets pinged, and I can still play a Molten Giant to see if she has a Polymorph to deal with it. I could be okay. So this is unimpressive. It'll just die to my Raptor. She still doesn't have Flame Strike. She just showed me. If she had gotten a Flame Strike off of one of her last 2 draws, she would have definitely played it. And Scarlet Crusader, no big deal. Do I even have a Blood Knight in this deck? I feel like I do, but maybe I don't. Maybe that was the last deck. Oh, Cult Master. Yes, definitely.
Join or
So we'll do that. Reckless Rocketeer, that'll be useful later. We'll do this. And this. I'm going to go ahead and play the Dark Scale Healer here. Heal up my dwarf. Now I could, of course, have left this dwarf around at 1 health, so if she pinged it, it would draw me a card off the Cult Master, but I felt it was worth it to put down this 4/5 big body, as opposed to a 2/3 and a 1/1. Just going to Frostbolt my Cult Master to stop me from drawing cards, but that does mean that the dwarf is not getting pinged anymore. This, that's annoying, and that's annoying. But she's running low on cards. That's good. Can I win? Got 8 plus 5 is 13 damage. She's at 10. No, I can't win. This thing seems like a liability to keep around. Okay, here's what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to kill this thing. I'm going to run in there. Use a Reckless Rocketeer to finish it off. Play that. So now if she top decks a Flame Strike at some point, I would actually be in a little bit of trouble, but she's very low on cards. She just has 2 cards. She can ping my dwarf. I'm left with all this stuff. We'll see how good her 2 cards are, and then Molten Giant might win me the game. We'll see. She finally top decks a Flame Strike. Well, I can't even really complain because it's lucky that she didn't get it any earlier. Now, I could play the Molten Giant and let her keep the Fairy Dragon, or I can consecrate the Fairy Dragon. I'm going to actually consecrate the Fairy Dragon and play the Acolyte and a Recruit. I mean, yes, the Molten Giant was tempting, and yes, she has no cards, but I feel like I've got a little bit of an edge, so I might as well sneak some extra cards away with this Acolyte and, you know, secure my advantage in this top deck war. Who's the secret? Oh, God. Well, shoot. Crap. So if that's Mirror Entity, I cannot play Molten Giant. Novice Engineer. Well, we're going to have to go for it just in case it's Mirror Entity, because I cannot give her a Molten Giant, obviously. Is it a Mirror Entity? It's not. In case it's Vaporize, I do not want to lose this Acolyte of Pain, so I'm not going to attack. Dealing an extra point of damage to her is not worth the risk of this being Vaporized and not giving me any cards. At least I know it's not Mirror Entity. I haven't attacked her yet, so I don't know about Ice Armor or Vaporize. She pings off the Divine Shield, so she seems to have a Cone of Cold. No, she has a Flame Strike. Alright. Well, that's okay. So now, I still can't make this Molten Giant because it would be useless. I mean, it would just be dying to Vaporize, potentially. So let's make some stuff first so I can check for Vaporize, and then we're going to play the Molten Giant. You know, I probably should have just played Molten Giant. Probably should have just played the Molten Giant a while ago. I was being too finicky, trying to do too much finesse. Crap. I should have just played it earlier. If I lose this game, it's because I waited too long to play this. I probably should have played it last turn, so that if she played a minion, I could kill it. Even if I'm not attacking her face, I could still use this to attack things. She's a Frostbolt, so it looks like she chooses not to kill the Demolisher. This really suggests that this is a Vaporize, otherwise she wouldn't have kept the Demolisher around like that. So I'm actually going to go ahead on the read that that is in fact a Vaporize. I'm going to play this and put a Divine Shield on, because again, I'm pretty sure it's Vaporize, so I'm going to use this Recruit to check for the Vaporize, let the Demolisher keep flinging barrels, and then play the Molten Giant. If I'd played the Molten Giant here, then I couldn't attack with either of my creatures without losing it to a Vaporize. So she plays Knife Juggler, which is not impressive. Alright, finally, we get to the point where we can actually do good things. The Demolisher kills the Knife Juggler for free, that's excellent. Draw a card, Peacekeeper, that could be useful. So we check for the secret. Is it Vaporize or is it Ice Armor? It is Vaporize, okay. So I played around the Vaporize. We finally played the Molten Giant for all of our mana. Swing Mountain Giant, by the way, notice would not have been playable. It would have actually cost 11 mana there. So good thing I took the Molten Giant. And now we're in good shape. This just needs 2 hits to kill her. She'd have to get a Polymorph at some point. Voldemort's Ogre. Nope, not going to do it. She gets to work on this guy. I'm more sure it's the Ogre, which I don't really care about that much. Alright, so let's Peacekeep the Ogre, just to be safe. Swing, 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 and a Recruit. And now lethal damage is being threatened. She pretty much needs to have a Frost Nova or a Blizzard to not lose the game on the spot.
A got the beast.
She gets the big game hunter, which is a good answer to Molten Giant, but there's 5 damage here, so she's gonna lose. Alright, so she's playing it cool, like maybe if I... Oh, nope, never mind, she concedes. So, wow, this is a very mediocre deck that I even played kind of mediocrely, but... Gotta give myself a few props for realizing that Vaporize was the secret and playing around it accordingly, even if perhaps I probably should have played the Molten Giant anyway. At least I read the situation correctly. And that's that, so 8 wins. I'm ecstatic. After my crappy performance in the last video where I thought I had a good deck, to have a bad deck and have it go so well is fantastic. 1 second, folks. I need to do a little bit of texting for work. Andy, I am sorry. I am unavailable tonight. Frowny face. This hand. Well, equality can go. I'm a huge fan of keeping early Peacekeepers around. The Cult Master is not so great. And the Rogue is a very good matchup against Paladin. And icing on the cake, she is second. So everything points to bad tidings in this game. I feel like already I'm starting out with a pretty big disadvantage. But, you know, we're going to play the game. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know what's going to happen. What's going to happen right now is I'm going to put my phone in my charger because its battery was dying. But other than that, you never know what's going to happen. So, making a recruit is a pretty bad proposition against the Rogue. We'll play the Master Swordsmith. She can kill this thanks to her 1-drop. She can dagger and infiltrator or even dagger backstab. Looks like she's got something. What is she doing? Deadly poison! Oh, no. Oh, God, this is the worst. This is just the worst. She keeps that hidden. I don't know why she's keeping that hidden, to be totally honest with you. Let's make a recruit. So the recruit will kill this. It'll waste her poison. It's all good. Maybe she'll even leave this thing alive. Who knows? And I can put Blessing of Kings on it. You never know what people are going to do in this crazy, crazy game. I would say that is the #1 most common, like, huge blunder that people make, is not killing creatures when they should really kill creatures. She decides to kill it, which is smart. So the deadly poison was a little bit wasted, but it did kill a creature, so it's not like she's going far behind or anything. Now the dagger's in hand, ready to kill off any future recruits. And she just passes the turn. This is actually awful. There's nothing I can do here. I'm just going to make a recruit. This, and my thinking is, you know, she can't kill them both with the dagger. She can kill the blue glow warrior, but then the recruit lives. And then I might have a chance to actually put Blessing of Kings on it. Hopefully there's no, like, Ironforged Rifleman or anything silly like that. She can, of course, use the Infiltrator to kill the blue glow warrior and the dagger to kill the recruit. That would probably be the smartest thing. Oh, geez, 4/6. That's not good. Even if I get Blessing of Kings, I can't kill that. Gah. And she's gonna actually just kill everything. So this person definitely went to Papa University. She knows, don't let paladins keep creatures. I am not gonna get anything here. Let's draw a card. Well, alright, we're gonna go for it. Since I top decked that Leper Gnome, let's put out more than what she can kill with the Twilight Drake and the dagger. Let's leave something alive, hopefully something alive, so I can just play Blessing of Kings. And get a nice charge.
I wonder.
Okay, one of my creatures will live. That is awesome news. I think that was a mistake. I think she should have killed the Leper Gnome with her dagger. She would have taken an extra point of damage for doing that, but damage on the creature is more valuable than damage on the face, as I often like to say. Let's do this. The Knife Juggler will just die to the Panthers. There's really no point in that, I don't think. So I'm just going to make a recruit. God, do I want to kill the Twilight Drake or do I want to hit her in the face? Let's hit the Twilight Drake. Let's try to play it fair. I mean, she's got the Tiger and 6 cards. I have 7 cards. This thing's going to die to the dagger if she makes the dagger. She might not make the dagger. She plays Argent Commander, which will kill that thing off, unfortunately. I have no good answers to this Argent Commander. She's going to actually leave my recruit alive. Interesting. She didn't learn from her mistakes. That is quite bizarre. Very bizarre here. So we're going to play the Knife Juggler.
This apple on your head.
Argent
The light
Squire.
protects me.
My
Time for
seal
Vargas.
for Argus.
The fact that she didn't choose to kill this is very baffling to me.
Battle.
She, like, left a creature alive, and then bad things happened, and then she still didn't learn from the fact. From that fact, she kept him alive anyway. Now I have a Taunting Divine Shield creature to protect my Knife Juggler. Betrayal would be excellent. It would pop the Divine Shield and kill my Knife Juggler. Backstab would be excellent. Eviscerate would be excellent. There's a lot of stuff she could have in 6 cards that would make my life very sad. But if this stuff all lives, I can actually play Cult Master and get a bunch of cards and maybe win the game. It's not impossible for me to win this. I'm just behind, I would say. On average, given what a rogue is likely to have in 6 cards, even though this may look like an impressive board, I would say the rogue is ahead. Just because my creatures are so fragile and she can deal with them so easily, and she's got this 5/4. And also my hand is a little bit off. The Rocketeer, I mean, I can deal 5 damage to her, but that's a bit early at the moment. Okay, she plays the Yeti. I might use the Rocketeer just to kill that Yeti. She's gonna ping off the Divine Shield, I assume. Use the Tiger to kill the Squire, which is all fair and good. So let's think. I've got a couple of options here. Consecration will kill the Tiger, and then if I play the Cult Master and the Knife hits the Yeti, the Defender of Argus can actually kill the Yeti. Otherwise, the Knife Juggler himself can kill the Yeti and give me a card. I could Peacekeep the Yeti. But then if I play Consecration, well, I could Peacekeep the Yeti, play the Cult Master. Use that to kill the Stranglethorn Tiger and hit her in the face. Or I could just ignore everything. I could just hit her in the face. What is this? 5, 7, 10... 12 damage. She's at 7 health. It's not really enough. No, I should really clear the board. So we'll save the Rocketeer, and we're gonna go for the Call Master. Hopefully the Knife Juggler just hits the right place. It does. Okay, so we're gonna kill that and get a card. That was a little bit lucky. I was, however, prepared to throw the Knife Juggler into the Yeti. It's just nice that the Knife Juggler sticks around both for Knife Fling's sake and for the fact that it hits her for 3 rather than for 2. She seems not to have backstab, or she definitely would have used a backstab last turn, so I might win if her hand, like, it was pretty bad. Last turn, she didn't do very much. She just played a Yeti and a dagger, and that was it. So she seemed not to have good cards. Does turn 8 change anything? Does she have anything good here? I'm hitting her for 7 plus 5 is 12. 13 damage, actually. She's going to kill the Cult Master, but I don't care about that, because she still took the damage. Does she have a Taunter to get in the way of the Rocketeer? She must have something, or else to play for 7 mana, or else she would have made the dagger and then the deadly poison, because there's no point in just putting deadly poison on and only using 1 tick of the dagger when you could have gotten two uses out of it. She plays the Silverhand Knight, and what else is she doing with her 2 mana? She's making a dagger. Well, that was a stone cold error. I mean, she could have made the dagger first, put the deadly poison on, then she'd have a deadly poisoned thingamadude. Alright, well, if one of these knives hits her in the face, she actually will lose the game. 1 in 3 odds of winning. Oh, it happened. Sweet. So here's the Elven Archer. For the kill, MVP Elven Archer. Quite improbable that I've made it to 9 wins. I was at 2-2. We won 7 games in a row, but some of them were pretty lucky. Granted, you could say the 2 losses were unlucky, and then you could say that I actually played very skillfully. And I would say, wow, thank you. I'm really flattered that you think I played so skillfully, and you'll be like, yeah, Papa Boris, you played this amazingly well. Why do you keep belittling yourself and being so deprecating and saying like you got lucky for winning? No, your wins were pure skill, my friend. I am absolutely in awe at the majesty of watching you play Hearthstone. And then I will say, aw, you didn't have to say that. Now I'm blushing. Anyway, we're on to the next game. If I win 1 more, I am guaranteed not to get non-gold commons. Druid. This person's name is Salty Crypt. I don't know if this is actually Creparian, like as an alternate account, or if it's someone who doesn't like Creparian and made a sort of insulting name for him. But either way, since he's a Druid, I will assume he's a fierce opponent. And if I lose here, it will be the case that all of my losses were to Druids. I don't think I've had that happen. I don't think I've had that happen ever. I've definitely had it happen where all 3 of my losses were to the same class. That's Mage. But I've never lost all 3 to Druids. That's, I mean, seeing that many Druids is kind of improbable, first of all. And second of all, Druid is just, I mean, usually not that strong. Okay, let's hope the knife hits the face. Nope, it's wasted. Well, I'm going to throw the knife juggler in because I don't want it to get buffed and kill stuff and then live to tell about it. That just seems a bit pointless. The Panther's a good card. It will kill my Acolyte and live to tell about it. It will also kill the Demolisher, one of the few things that will do that. I'm going to play the Acolyte anyway. So it'll, yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks. The Panther's going to kill this and live, but at least I get a card out of the deal. Now I kind of wish I'd played a Recruit instead of a Raider, because if I had a Recruit here and he used the Panther to kill the Acolyte, the Recruit could finish the Panther off. Instead, I'm going to have to throw a real card away, and he will kill the Acolyte. So this Salty Kriparian, insulting or not, he does know what he's doing, and he's playing with good cards. Well, I get MVP Elven Archer here. Before I play that, though, let's draw a card. Archer Protector. Yeah, use more of my mana. And it puts a slightly bigger body on the board at 2/2 instead of a 1/1. So I feel like that was worth it. Now that Yeti's going to go to town on my face, but, well, can't have everything. And I'm pretty vulnerable to swipe. That's part of the nature of my deck, though. Alright, so he's going to clear my board. Actually not going to hit my Argent Protector. That's very strange, in my opinion. Okay, is it worth it to do Equality? I think so. Let's just Equality up. Use the MVP Elven Archer. Make a Recruit, because I don't need the Blue Warrior just yet. And we're going to pass the turn. So hopefully he doesn't have any more swipes. Now you might say, Boris, you know, shouldn't you have saved Equality Elven Archer for, like, maybe if you played something bigger and better? But in the moment, that Yeti was a really strong threat, so I feel like it was worth killing. Right, the Violet Teacher's a very strong drop. Next turn I can make a Demolisher and either a Blue Warrior or a Recruit. We'll see. Reckless Rocketeer. Okay, hold everything. We're going to make a Reckless Rocketeer and kill the Violet Teacher. I don't want the Druid getting an army of 1/1s. Unfortunately, my army of 1/1s has not dealt that much damage to him. I haven't taken enough damage to be able to play Molten Giant, but I can drop a Ravenholt Assassin. So if this Druid doesn't have big trees, might be able to sneak a win if the Ravenholt Assassin can do enough work. But if you can put down big taunters like the other Druids, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. I'm ahead on cards temporarily. Alright, there's the Fen Creeper. Yep. That's what we were waiting for. So he's going to Shapeshift, kill off, I presume, the Elven Archer. I will go ahead and play the Ravenholt Assassin, because the Demolisher and the Recruit and the Blue Warrior, they just all die. It seems kind of pointless. So we'll play the Ravenholt Assassin. We'll use that to kill the Fen Creeper with 2 health remaining. We'll see if he has a way of dealing 2 damage elegantly. If so, he could be in good shape. Now, actually, I could kill this and then play the Darkscale Healer, and then heal us back up to 4 health. That'd be pretty good. I think I will do that. And the Blue Warrior will be nice for killing off this Fairy Dragon. All right, so this is looking okay. Almost able to play the Molten Giant. All right, hold everything. Can I Blessing of Kings the Ravenholt Assassin? No, I don't think that's smart. We're gonna just play the Blue Warrior. I could Blessing of Kings this, but no, we're gonna kill the Fairy Dragon. I'm gonna stick to the plan. We're gonna do this. Heal back up. Unfortunately, that makes the Molten Giant farther away. But the idea here is, let's put Blessing of Kings on this guy. There's no need to rush last turn and play the Ravenholt Assassin. Or I might even play the Demolisher and put a Blessing of Kings on that, depending on how things go. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Roman Champion lets him kill my Ravenholt Assassin, or the Darkscale Healer if he wishes. Looks like he actually wants to get the Darkscale Healer. Interesting choice. I'm not exactly sure that I understand this choice. Why not just kill the Ravenholt Assassin? I guess because this way the Kodo lives. Makes sense, I suppose. Consecration means the Kodo dies. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Consecration. Blessing of Kings. Now do I hit him for 11? Down to 7 health? No, we're going to kill this Dormant Champion. Make him come up with 2 damage. He's got to have 2 damage somewhere in here. Swipe, Starfall, Starfire. Claw's not the greatest because he takes a bunch of damage for it. Stormpike Commando is the one thing I did not want to see. That is ridiculous. Well, with that Storm Suck Commando, he's actually going to win the game. I'm in disbelief that he had a Stormpike Commando of all goddamn things. And that is what will cost me my 10th win. I am as salty as Kriparian himself here. Oh, it's too bad. Just too bad. I guess I should have hit him in the face for 11 because he would have sacrificed the Stormwind Champion and killed it. So he would be 11 health less. He's going to silence my Demolisher and draw a card. It's all fine and good. He's actually going to hit me in the face. That's a little bit ballsy. Well, he's going to pay for that. Because he hit me in the face instead of killing my Demolisher, I now get to play my Molten Giant. Now, he has enough power on the board to kill it, but he'd have to throw 3 creatures away. That's not going to help him kill it. What's his last card? What is his last card? I want to know. What is the last card he has? Oh, he's actually just going straight for the face. I see, so he's trying to race me out, which makes a lot of sense. I am down at 9 health, so if I don't get Sunfury Protector to give this thing Taunt or Defender of Argus, I'm going to lose. Direwolf Alpha. Well, it helps a little bit. Not enough, I don't think, unfortunately. Kill that guy. Recruiter's got 2, 4, 6, 7 damage. He just needs 2 more damage. Probably has another Stormpike Commander to finish things off. Swipe, Starfire will also do it. Mind Control attack. Doing my Silence Demolisher. He actually did not have a kill, so he's gonna, I think... Oh, he starts killing my creatures now. Okay, so now he starts killing my creatures. Wow, this is anyone's game. This is anyone's game right now. I wish he had 11 less health. That would make me feel a lot better about things, but he's continuing to plink away. He figures this recruit's not going to do any good. Okay, the Peacekeeper helps, so I can diminish the attack power of that Mind Control attack. I now need to kill his most dangerous creature, which is that Berserker. Unfortunately, the Demolisher can kill this, as can Shapeshift. I'm going to hit him in the face. Ah, I should have hit him in the face with that Assassin. He would have used Stormwind Champion and the Stormpike Commando to kill that Assassin, and then he would have just had 11 less health. Bummer. Well, I'm at 8 health, I'm hanging in there, we're in a top deck war, this could still go either way. I've got this guy which can break through the Grunt. Fortunately, that's all I'm going to be able to do. He's going to get some damage through in my face. Argent Protector doesn't really help that much. Am I actually dead? What is this? Oh my god, I'm dead. He has... No, nope, I'm not dead. He has 5 damage that he can deal, but then I'm dead next turn to Shapeshift unless I can come up with a taunt. I need Sunfury Protector or Defender of Argus. One of those 2 cards. He says, my thanks to you. He puts Mark of the Wild. Oh man, that's a bit bad-mannered to say my thanks. Really no reason to say my thanks. That's just a top-decked win, and so that's the game. So kind of unfortunate. A little bit of a hard way to lose. Had I hit him with the Ravenhold Assassin, I still would have lost the game, but it's worth noting, so it didn't affect anything in the end. And 9 wins is still pretty good for what I think is still actually a crappy deck. Usually when I say that a deck is crappy and I do well with it, I'm like, oh, well, I see that it had its merits. But no, I still think this deck actually sucked. Not sucked, but it was just mediocre. Anyway, let's take a look at our prize. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. We have one of the worst prizes ever. I guess this is, at least it's gold. So it's 70 dust and 155 gold for 9 wins. Let's take a look at our pack. Haven't gotten any good packs in a while. We have... Oh, an epic. Shield Slam. And a golden common. And some congratulations. Well, I made a lot of dust. A lot of dust on this run. So that's 100 dust from the Shield Slam. Shields, okay, wow, I am really bad at remembering which epics I have. I was pretty sure that I had a pair of Shield Slams. Well, that's 400 dust then, actually. Because that's a Shield Slam I never have to craft. So there's Inner Fire, we get 50 dust there. Because eventually I would have crafted Shield Slam, I mean, that's a good card. Yeah, that was my second one. Holy sucking balls. That is fantastic. And then I got something stupid over here. Some stupid golden common that I can't remember. Panda. Yes, that's right. The panda. Alright, I am about 5,200 dust away from completing the achievement. And our next arena run will be Warrior, Druid, or Shaman. I believe this actually might be my Wednesday stream. I believe. I don't think I'm going to have time to do another run before then. So thanks for watching. I'll see you Wednesday and Friday for my streams this week. Take care, folks.